Hello and welcome to Gentoo. I'm Nathaniel Cochran.
And I'm Madeline Mosbauer, and this is your source for all things video game and tech related.
All right, let's start things off with this week's up-and-coming releases. You can look forward to seeing these titles and many more released throughout the month on your favorite platforms. LEGO DC Supervillains for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on October 16th.
Starlink Battle for Atlas, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on October 16th.
Orochi Warriors 4 for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on October 16th.
For Honor Marching Fire on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 16th.
Soul Calibur 6 for the PS4, Xbox One, PC on the 19th.
And Dark Souls Remastered for the Switch on October 19th. These games and many more will be releasing throughout the month, so be sure to keep an eye out for them.
All right, up next, check out Bits and Bytes with her, Madeline. It's her. It's your girl.
It's me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bits and Bytes, where we play a new game every week and try to reach our goal. This week, the game we're playing is...
Overcooked!
Okay, the goal this week is to get 6 stars total. Doesn't matter what level we're on, but 6 stars total. Okay, you kind of get into like a
groove?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You're good, I got a dirty plate to wash.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! But
114! That's 3 stars. Good work.
halfway to the goal.
We are-
Can I redo that? My bad. There you go. Drop it. Drop it.
Oh, there we go.
You need 3 onions.
I'll be only in charge of onions, and you'll be only in charge of tomato soup.
Dang it! Stop. Not that one.
Oh.
That one. And
No,
nope. Okay, not the street. Pick up.
Ooh.
Okay, we're at 4 stars. Oh no. Oh.
Starting with a tomato.
Oh no. Why is that an option? Stop
I
putting
don't
up
know.
the.
Slide that way.
Becky, move.
120.
Yeah, but did we gain a star?
Great. Use some mushrooms.
Chop. Stop. Chop it. Nope. Don't you freaking do this. Okay,
I got
grab
it.
the. Going back over.
Okay,
What do we need? Mushrooms.
Yeah, serve this.
Oh, you already have them.
Yeah.
Fudge. What do you need after that, tomatoes?
Tomatoes, yep. Serve that.
Stop doing that.
130, I think that we just did it.
So like, we're gonna grade it on story, graphics, and replayability. First, story. Was it easy to follow?
Yeah, I think so. The tutorial
yeah.
kind of stuff, yeah.
So you get a tutorial, and so you get like, it's just grab, chop, walk, and they remind you before every
It's
game.
true. That's very true. That's very true.
So I'm gonna give that a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 on the story.
They
for
keep
sure.
reminding
For
you
sure.
of how to like play the game.
Yes.
Graphics.
It was a very cute, fun little game.
Yeah, I felt like I was a toddler.
It
We were
wasn't
like circular people with no legs.
It wasn't very like pretty and graphic intensive, but it was a good art style, I think.
I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5.
Okay, I agree. I agree with that.
And then the last one is replayability. Like, do I want to play this again constantly, or do I just one and done?
I probably would play it again. I probably would get sick of it quickly, probably, because especially I'd like want to keep playing, getting all
My
the stars.
hands are gonna get tired
Yeah,
soon,
yeah.
because I'm like
cramping, you're like grabbing the
XA,
controller.
like grab chop, grab chop, grab chop. So, like, I would play it again and
absolutely.
keep going,
Absolutely.
but like once
Wanting to do that because of hand cramps. We just gotta hydrate before, make sure we don't eat. So we
hydrate, don't dehydrate. I give a 4 out of 5
Okay.
for replayability.
Okay,
So we have a
solid.
total of 13 out of 15.
That's a pretty solid score.
Yeah, but thank you guys for watching. It was a great game. I recommend it. 13 out of 15.
Solid.
And we will see you guys next week.
Thanks, Madeline.
You're welcome.
Crunchyroll has announced that Damachi Memoria Freeze will have a limited time Attack on Titan event, but only for the people located in North America. Damachi Memoria Freeze is based around the anime. Is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon?
It's an RPG where you're transported into a world of Orario, so you can build your own powerful team.
So while this anime may have a weird name, it's popular enough to warrant its own mobile game. It does seem pretty interesting if you are into mobile RPGs.
This event will incorporate lines from the original Attack on Titan anime voice actors, and you'll also be able to have characters from the Titan and Dungeon team up in order to defend Orario from the Titan's attack.
This event will be available starting October 30th at 9 p.m.
We will continue after some commercials, but first, here's Aaron with Fluid Fighters.
I almost forgot this week.
Hey, welcome back to Fluid Fighters with Aaron, where I discuss some games with my favorite movement systems that enhance gameplay and make the in-game traversal a blast. This week, we're going to look at Dishonored, a game that puts you into the shoes of Corvo Atano, royal protector to the Empress of the fictional world of Dunwall. It starts with you being framed for her murder and escaping captivity thanks to the Outsider, a supernatural being who is worshipped as a god. He passes on his mark to Corvo, allowing him to tap into the same supernatural force as the Outsider. This is where the game really picks up, as you have access to Corvo's combat prowess and agility amplified by his newfound supernatural abilities, as he sets off to bring the Empress's assassin to justice. As you play, it's up to you whether or not Corvo answers fire with fire, or works as a pacifist as he tries to prove his own innocence. I won't tell you whether to turn your Corvo into a lethal assassin or a sneaky ghost, that's totally up to you. But I do recommend that you pick one way from the outset and stick with it for as long as you can. This makes it easier to allocate your in-game currency to tools and weapons that fit your playstyle, as you purchase lethal or non-lethal items to aid you in your mission. The game offers 9 levels that you play throughout the course of the story, each a good-sized area with many interiors to enter and a wide selection of paths that can be traversed, as well as secrets and treasure to be had. Thanks to the open level design and choice of gameplay mechanics, this makes you feel more powerful because you can arm yourself with knowledge of the streets. You can make choices and form strategies based on what you've seen of what's ahead, from a vantage point of your choosing, and you can always return there because in Dishonored, you're not tied to the ground. Instead, you exist in a space between playing actor and observer, dancing between watching, infiltrating, fighting, and escaping as you find your way through a broken city that's opened up by the agility of our hero. He's light and quick on his own, but thanks to the Outsider's mark, he can move through the environment like the ghost he is. The most essential power Corvo gains access to is Blink. With Blink, he can teleport to a nearby location, whether behind a guard or to a ledge above, in total silence and with a range that exceeds his normal jump. It gives the player a command over space which overcomes any loitering sentry, dead end, or high wall, since you can just zip right past it. You can creep quietly or run, or you can flit from place to place using Blink. You feel your way through Dishonored, taking opportunities as they arise and adapting to mistakes, because your abilities allow for improvisation and you know you can always escape. The pacing isn't all down to Blink though. Atano's fluid run and jump are important too, and so is his swift mantling of walls and fences, even if they're above his head, to stand steadily on their edge. For all his speed, his poise also gives you assurance in knowing he won't slip or tumble, and if you buy the second tier of his agility enhancement, he'll gain a double jump, giving him even greater spatial access. The focus on movement makes Dishonored a much more action-based take on the immersive sim than its predecessors like System Shock or Bioshock. It invites acrobatic feats which test the systems, as a double jump enables you to reach the pilot of a tall boy stilt walker and assassinate him before blinking away to cover, or blink a guard and drop assassinate him, or chain together blinks that take you across the entire level. The mixture of open levels and Corvo's wide range of skills and abilities, coupled with the tight controls and the player's own discrepancy as to how to solve problems, has left Dishonored cemented as one of my favorite games. Thanks for watching Gentoo. This was Aaron with Fluid Fighters.
Welcome back to Gentoo. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Nathaniel, and you just saw Fluid Fighters with Aaron.
So the deluxe edition of the Resident Evil 2 remake includes some great new fan service if you're willing to spend the extra $10.
The remake includes 3 variations: Standard Edition, Deluxe Edition, which has a few extra digital goods, and the pricey $200 Collector's Edition.
Today we are focusing on the Deluxe Edition because Capcom offered to peek into what those extra $10 will get you.
In addition to reversible cover art, which lets you choose between Claire Redfield and Leon Kennedy, there is also a DLC that consists of 5 character skins. Claire will have a costume that's based on the original star of Capcom's scrapped version of Resident Evil 2, aka Resident Evil 1.5.
Along with all these awesome costumes that you'll be getting, the Deluxe Edition DLC will let players swap into the original game soundtrack for those players who want an extra nostalgia trip.
The Resident Evil 2 remake will be released on January 25th for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One, so keep an eye out for it.
Now it's time for Monkey Plays with Cody.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 5 of Monkey's Minecraft Adventures. This week, we are continuing on our journey to defeat the mighty Ender Dragon. We have Cam, Moses the Great, joining us in place of Will, who couldn't make it this week. Last episode, you guys saw us completing our house. She's nothing too fancy right now, but she has the basics. This week, we are going on the hunt for Endermen. Endermen drop Ender Pearls, mixed with blaze rods, can be thrown to find the end portal. So that is our journey for today.
Let's get right into it. With a leap of faith into the water.
Alright, I'm gonna try to look at him again. Even though I'm at 5 stars right now. I killed him! I got an eye! I got an eye! So we got an Ender Pearl, guys. So you don't want to do anything with these right now, because if you do, you can throw them and it will teleport you to wherever you throw it, and it takes 2 hearts. But if you mix that with a blaze rod when you go to the nether, which will be in another episode, you can form Eyes of Ender, and when you throw that into the air, it leads you to the end portal to defeat the Ender Dragon.
Down our second Enderman, but I'm kind of low. I don't really want to... Wow, wow! Oh, he dipped on me. Where's he at? He's behind me. What's up with it? Punch you once. You over here? Come here. Oh, am I dead? I might be dead. I can't run. Come on. No way he died. Where'd he go? Oh!
Where are you?
Oh my gosh, the same spot as we first died. Dude, he came out of nowhere. That was like a jump scare. He's almost dead too, which is annoying.
I see. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick up a pickaxe without looking at him.
He's like one shot, I swear.
Got him.
Bet.
I don't know where you're at.
Right here.
There.
Drop that. Oh, I have some here.
There's 2 of them.
Oh, bet. Okay, so here's this.
That is going to do it, guys, for episode 5 of Monkey's Minecraft Adventures. We finished killing some Endermen, and we received some Ender Pearls. Tune in next week where we make our advance towards the nether to receive some blaze rods. See you guys.
Thanks, Cody, and thank you for watching Gentoo. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Nathaniel. Stay tuned for Project Delta. Gentoo and Delta air each week, Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. And you can watch all of our content online at facebook.com/Gentoo8 and on KNWT's YouTube page.
Now before we go, check out Heavy Hitters with Nathaniel Cochran.
I'm playing, not Bloodborne this week, Borderlands.
You don't know what he's playing.
I don't know what I'm playing.
Welcome to Heavy Hitters, featuring Nathaniel Cochran. In Heavy Hitters, we take a look at some of the baddest mothers in video games. This week, we're going to take a look at Krieg from Borderlands. Borderlands is a first-person co-op action RPG where you, and sometimes your friends, take on the role of a vault hunter to explore the hostile wasteland of Pandora for loot and as a bonus to defeat the evil Handsome Jack. In Borderlands, you pick one of 6 badass vault hunters, but the best of the bunch is Krieg. So Krieg is known as the Psycho. His main ability is Buzz-Axe Rampage. Basically, you run around like a madman trying to turn raiders into tiny bits of flesh and gore. Krieg's abilities then split into 3 trees. Bloodlust, where you focus on using guns and dealing damage. Mania, where gameplay focuses on taking damage and helping your friends with your Buzz-Axe. Finally, Hellborn, where you focus on lighting yourself on fire and dealing fire damage. So looking at Bloodlust for Krieg, Bloodlust is his most normal perk tree, focusing on kill skills. A kill skill is an ability that activates on damage dealing or every time you kill an enemy. Every time Krieg gets a kill, he gains a Bloodlust stack that allows him to deal more damage and switch weapons faster. The pinnacle of the Bloodlust tree is the ability Bloodsplosion, where when you get a kill with a stack of Bloodlust, the enemy will explode into a fiery nova of death. The next skill tree I'd like to focus on is Hellborn. This tree focuses on another kill skill, but for lack of a better term, you just set yourself on fire. That's all you really do. You set yourself on fire to deal more damage. I don't really have a better way to describe it than that. One of the more notable powers that you get is Hellfire Halitosis, where you literally breathe fire onto your enemies. Another benefit of this tree is that while raging, you shoot out fireballs from your body, damaging your enemies. Now, the last skill tree is one of the best, and it fits my playstyle the best. And that skill tree is Mania. The Mania tree focuses on taking damage and benefiting from it. There are all kinds of skills like Fuel the Rampage, where taking damage increases the speed at which your Buzzsaw Rampage recharges, and it will recharge 2 times faster if an ally shoots you. Another good thing that Mania Tree does is allow you to spend your time during your second win period running around blowing people up instead of staying down on one knee trying to get a kill. There's one other side of Mania that's actually really helpful while playing in groups. This is the skill Redeem the Soul. If one of your teammates is down, you can take their place and revive them instantly, while you go down and find somebody to blow up with your dynamite. So I'd just like to take a minute to explain why I really like Krieg above all the other Vault Hunters in this game. and it's just because how fun it is to play as him. It is so fun running around slashing enemies and exploding them, then listening to your character scream something like, "Nipple salads! Nipple salads!" It's just so much fun. So I'm giving Krieg a 9 out of 10 because he can be very versatile as well as being crazy powerful and super fun. I'm Nathaniel Cochran. Keep watching for Project Delta here on Gentoo.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another super exciting episode of Project Delta, and this week we're revving up our engines and putting the pedal to the metal with a brand new game, Forza Horizon 4. It just came out within the past couple weeks. Xbox exclusive or Windows if you like playing on the PC. That's pretty cool too. I'm Dalton Spees, and this week with me I have...
I'm Nate Quick, back again, excited to play some Forza. I love these games, Dalton.
Yeah, Nate, I know when I first even I was like, hey, I think we might play Forza this year. And Nate's eyes just got all wide, and he was ready to play. He knew that he wanted to play Forza, and I knew there was no way I was not going to have him on. So Nate, how do you feel about the Forza experience?
I am a fan of the Forza Horizon experience specifically. They were some of the first games that really fit the subgenre that I enjoy playing as, just open world arcade style racers. They cater so well to that, letting you just roam around an open world and...
You're racing a fighter jet right now. You're about to race a fighter jet in an Aston Martin.
And do insane things like race a fighter jet in an Aston Martin Vulcan. There's another kind of racing game that's common, that's the simulation game, and that, not so much my favorite.
Kind of boring.
Very boring. You stick to the track, it's really intense, just kind of, you have to learn every corner to every racetrack in the world.
It's like, if I wanted to race a simulation, I have a car. I'll just go and hop in the car and race a real-life simulation. If I'm playing a game, I want to be going 160 in an Aston Martin racing against a fighter jet, not just crashing all over the place. And this game, you can rewind. You can't rewind in real life.
You gotta just live with the consequences. There's no Y button in real life.
You gotta give the police officer your license and your insurance, and then you get a ticket. But this game, no tickets. We're in England. So if you're wondering, this doesn't look like a driver's setup. No, this is how English people drive. They drive on the left side of the road. So Nate's on the right, and I'm sitting shotgun. But it's just so much more fun. Like Nate's crashing into rocks and trees and
totally losing this race to a fighter jet, but having fun doing it, which is the point of the Forza Horizon games.
His car's not shutting down because I think after a couple telephone poles, it might be shutting down
that would be the standard performance of an Aston Martin, but what's been your experience with the Forza Horizon games?
Okay, well, these games always, Forza always just kind of falls in my lap. I always get them for free. I never actually paid for them just because Xbox hey, here's a new Forza game. You want it for free? I'll give it to you just for free. Bill Gates just calls me and he's like, Dalton, I got a new game for you. You want to play it? I'm like, sure, Bill, I'll play it, but you don't put the Chrysler 300 in there. That's what I drive. I want to drive a Chrysler 300,
I need my personal vehicle in your game, exactly. Bill, and I need it tomorrow.
So, of course, obviously, this is a Microsoft-produced game, and this game, I don't think I've seen in the last 3. You can drive a Warthog from Halo, so
you can do
just
that.
The Master Chief experience. The Master Chief Collection was kind of a letdown, but this is not a letdown. You get to drive against a Pelican. It's kind of like racing a fighter jet, except it's a Covenant ship that's going to
obliterate
you and everybody else.
Society in general.
Oh. So all in all, a fantastic time.
Fantastic time. They did the same thing. They put in an Easter egg in Forza Motorsport 3, I want to say, where you could race a Warthog on a track, and was definitely not very fun, because if Spartans were to have to defend Earth and had to race a Warthog against anything, it wouldn't be other cars on a racetrack.
Probably not. And you know what? You can customize your car horn in this game, so you can have the window shutdown effect. So you just be
a useful feature.
Yeah. So it just adds to the humiliation. You pass somebody, you hit them with that horn, and they're just like, "What am I going to do about it?"
This is what I love about specifically these Forza Horizon games, is they really embrace the fun of just getting to drive all of these crazy cars that scrubs like us who could barely afford the game itself, unless you have Bill Gates' phone number, e.g. Dalton, would never be able to drive in real life. So I've always enjoyed the handling and performance that they try and bring to each of the cars. Even though it's built around fun, they never let go of the fact that each car is its own unique build, that there was a lot of time and effort in real life put into making these cars amazing, and they want the tree to be right there where I can run into it head first.
Your VW Bug's not going to handle like your Lamborghini. They actually look into it and do everything, which reminds me of how E3, Forza is like Xbox's favorite thing to show E3. They're like, hey, we got a new Forza game coming this year. You know what that means? Brand new car. Nobody's ever seen it before. Come check it out. And then there's just like 30 minutes of just Forza. I mean, sometimes I want to see stuff other than racing games, but you know, like
I don't. I want to see racing games all the time, all year round. More Forzas, and make them PS4, please.
So Nate, I know obviously you've played these games a lot. What's going to be your favorite car from the Forza franchise?
From the Forza franchise, I feel like, so the car I spent the most time in, definitely in the first 2 games, which is where the majority of my experience lies, as I currently lose a race to a fighter jet, is probably the 2005 Ford GT. Yeah, I definitely just no. Did I? Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, first place, I crashed into everything. You saw it live on TV, and I still won. Take that, you British Flyers. The car I spent the most time in was the 2005 Ford GT. It's just a wide, low-to-the-ground Ford, the only Ford I ever liked. But it just made this amazing noise, hopefully some of which you're hearing in the Aston Martin at home. They really did a good job of remembering all of those details in their games, and I love just running around the open world in that car.
Oh, wow, sweet. You get the wheel spin, you can win a Wrangler Jeep Rubicon. I wish that would happen in real life. Why can't I get a Wrangler Jeep Rubicon?
All the fun of driving.
My favorite car in this game so far is, I don't know why, but they started me out with a sweet little Subaru, and I was never really a Subaru guy until I saw Baby Driver, like the opening like 6 minute
the opening
scene
6-minute scene.
Go all over the place, and it's just like, that's really cool. And it's shout out to Baby Driver for making me like Subarus for no apparent reason other than they made it look like Baby Driver could drive it really good.
I imagine that would be really fun to take around the English countryside. You mentioned earlier, in England in this game. They visited, the first game was in like Colorado, I want to say. Second game was in Italy, and then the third game took place in Australia. Now this game is in England. What?
So I need to play that third
I
game.
do too.
Love Australia.
It looked like an incredibly fun game. It came out for the Xbox One. The other 2 games were Xbox 360. So I unfortunately didn't get to play it, but spent a lot of time with it.
This game does have indestructible sheep, so you can, as hard as you try to run them over, they just like warp right through your car. I think it must be a special English breed. So I'm hoping if I were to go back and play Forza Horizon 3, there are some kangaroos that I can at least like.
There has to be.
Because who doesn't love kangaroos?
It's got to be an Australian staple. Has to be included in any open world racing game. I'm driving through these switchbacks, trying to get to the top of this mountain.
Of course, you got to pay attention to the Gentoo GT. You see those sweet custom plates? You can't get those anywhere. That's a collector's edition.
Paid a pretty penny to get a Gentoo custom Ford GT 2005 for me to roam around and crash into all the trees in.
This is the Nate Special Edition Gentoo GT.
Very, very special edition.
So we're getting close to wrapping up our very exciting racing scene. I want to thank everybody for watching, of course. I want to thank Xbox for this amazing game.
Thank you, Xbox.
I've been Dalton Squeeze, and with me was
Nate Quick.
And we'll see you next week with more Delta, more Gen 2, more everything. Bye.
See ya.
Hi guys, it's Nate, executive producer and editor of Gen 2. Thank you so much for watching. To see last week's episode, click down here. To see every episode of Gen 2 so far, click over here. If you want to stay up to date on all of our amazing KNWT content, click the subscribe button up here. Thanks for watching and be sure to check back next week for more Gen 2.